1.5. What did they see out of the Heat the last couple games that would make it only 1.5 going to Miami? So I think the Bucks they'll finish it off next game, and then they'll move on to the second round. The Heat, yeah, I don't know if they just think that this is the Heat team from the bubble or what, but I'm perplexed by it. The Heat are an interesting team.
They are. Jimmy Butler hasn't been, the Butler. They just haven't played well offensively. 84 points. What have they eclipsed 100 points in the series yet? I can't remember.
I think they barely did in game one. I think they
Okay.
maybe scored 100 in game one.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. This isn't the Heat from last year. That's
No.
that's 100% a fact. So
No. I mean, Bam's not Bam, and
yep.
Jimmy's not Jimmy, and
And
you know,
Goran's had a tough series too. Dragic, he hasn't been shooting the ball as well as he should be.
and Tyler Hero's disappeared. Where's
Yeah.
Tyler Hero?
Remember when you tweeted out B-Russ a couple of months ago? I think it was you. You tweeted out Tyler Hero stats or something. Was that you? Maybe it wasn't you. But he was like he hadn't hit a 3-pointer in like 6 games, and it just insane. Like he was so good last year, and this year just really downward spiral. So
That's too not steep enough
there we go.
of a slant.
Got to get that more steep here on a Friday night.
Yeah.
So the Heat now down 3-0 as they get a break here today. The Lakers took care of the Suns. We both had the over 211. Man, after that first quarter, 28-27, you're like, all right, this has some life. Then they don't even score 30 points in the second quarter. That really hurts. Fourth quarter and third and fourth quarter were fine. It's just that second quarter really hurt. But the Lakers go up 2-1. LeBron looks like the LeBron of his prime, right? 18 years, still going strong. Jay Crowder, whatever he said to LeBron, really pissed LeBron off, and LeBron was just in full go mode. AD had a solid game too, but the Lakers get the win here, 109-95.
I mean, it's the defending champs. They've had injury problems all season, and this is like the first time they've really come together and played as a team in months. It feels like at this point, without a healthy Chris Paul, I just don't see how the Suns win this series.
Is this a 4-1 series for the Lakers, B-Russ, or?
Maybe Devin Booker carries them to a second win, but it might be over. I think it's over for the Suns at this point.
Which sucks because I was going for the Suns.
Yeah, we
think
wanted
a
a
lot of
Suns.
people-
We wanted a Suns Knicks. NBA Finals.
Yep. So Suns down 2-1. Like I said, they'll get a day off here today. And then in the final game, the Nuggets got it done on the road, and I think they're like minus 260 to win the series. So the heavy favorite here in the series beat the Trailblazers 120-115. Yeah, I don't know. Carmelo hit some shots big there in the fourth quarter. Dame some late 3-pointers, but again, it was just a little too late for the Trailblazers.
Yeah. I mean, 4.5 is a huge number at home for a 6th seed. I get that they're evenly matched, but when you got the MVP in Denver and the 3 seed, again, 4.5 seemed fishy to me, but we'll take the over and roll with it. And
There you go.
that series is going to be over City.
Yeah, absolutely. I think has all 3 games have been over, I think.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. So the under's bound to happen though, B-Russ. We just got to find what game. B-Russ says no.
No, it's not.
All
Don't
right,
you
there we
dare.
go. So a little recap there from yesterday, May 27th. Again, today is Friday, May 28th. Happy Friday. Like, comment, subscribe, share, all that stuff. We're here every single morning at 9 a.m. and just appreciate you all watching. Follow the network at Coda Cappers. And B-Russ, we have 3 games here today. 2 games are 2-0. And, of course, this first game, Knicks versus the Hawks, is tied 1-1 as they head to Atlanta. Atlanta -5. It was -4.5 this morning. Minus 200 on that money line. The over-under is 211. And then you have the Brooklyn Nets headed to Boston, -8. That's a big number too. Minus 360 money line. Over-under 227. And then in the late game here, we have the Clippers and the Dallas Mavericks. The Mavericks trying to go 3-0, up 3-0. The Clippers on the road favored though, -2.5. Minus 145 money line, and the over-under is 219.5. It actually opened at 221.5. It's now dropped 2 points. But B-Russ, in those 3 games, what are you looking at here?
I'm an overs guy. I like the over in the Nets Celtics game again. It's sitting at the same exact number that it was the other night. So I like them to, continue to look efficient. The Nets, especially. I mean, they scored, I think, 130
Yep.
by themselves the other night, and that you get 125 out of them, you need 102 from the Celtics, and I think that they can do that with how poor the Nets play defense. Then I also like the over in the Clippers and Mavericks. I took the over the other night. I think that they just continue. Most of these games are going to go over, in my opinion. Less defense, more offense, and I also like the Mavericks money line to go up 3-0. I mean, heading home, I'm assuming it's in Texas, so they're probably going to have a close to full
Yep.
arena tonight, and that doesn't bode well for playoff P and playoff Rondo and playoff this person and playoff. We need to talk about that for a second. Can we stop with that trend?
The playoff P, playoff
Somebody
Rondo.
has a good game, and we just start calling them playoff whatever their name is.
Ever since Playoff P got that kind of nickname, he has not been Playoff P.
He has been way out. Remember, people gave him way off P last year after he hit the side of the backboard against the Nuggets.
Yeah, I don't know. This Clippers team, man. I'm hearing rumors that Kawhi doesn't want to be here. He's leaving after this year because I think he's a free agent. Right?
He has a 2+1 deal, so he can opt out after this year.
Yeah, and B-Russ tweeted out too. The Clippers are frauds, and I think that's spot on here.
Listen, they got me. I'm a Kawhi guy. I've always liked Kawhi. Ever since I saw him play in college. So for them to be this way, and he led the Raptors to a title. He can lead the Clippers to a title with Paul George on his side, and it's just they got me. They got me. I thought I was all in on the Clippers. I thought that they were going to win like 3 titles, and here we are down 0-2 to the Mavericks in the first round. I don't see any way the Clipper, like, what are they going to do? Luka's just doesn't matter who guards Luka.
Yep.
He's going to cook them. Everybody they put on him the other night, he was putting in the blender. I think they put Marcus Morris or whatever one is on the Clippers at one point, and he blew right by him, and then he's just like, he can't guard me.
Yeah.
He can't guard me.
And Pat Bev, as good as Pat Bev is at defense, just not a really great matchup for Luka.
I think Pat Bev's an overrated defender.
Okay. Oh, Clippers are frauds and Pat Bev's overrated, B-Russ says here this morning.
Yep, I'll say it.
All right. I don't know. The Clippers, this could get ugly. 3-0, and then you think, 3-0, are they just, hang it up, right? Kawhi wants to go to the offseason, and we'll just get swept and be on our way. So in this one, I lean the Mavericks too. Plus 2.5. Money line, I don't hate. Might sprinkle that. I like the over here, 219.5. I know it's dropped 2 points. People are kind of banking on the Clippers playing some defense here in game 2. But I think the Mavericks can get a win. And if that happens, I think there are a lot of points are going to be scored here. In this Brooklyn Nets game, Boston Celtics, the Celtics obviously have looked like garbage, right? Straight trash, just dead. But 8 points on the road in a playoff game. You're going to the Garden. I'll gamble with the Celtics here plus 8 and ride that. I don't love it, right? I don't love it. That's a lean at best. And then in this New York Knicks game, Atlanta Hawks game, again 5 points. For the Hawks at home, that's a lot too. 2 evenly matched teams. I think I'm going to go with the Knicks here, and I like the over too. Some point this has to get over 211. I think it can here. Trae Young too. I might have a player prop for him. In the first 2 games, he's hit over 30 points, and his player prop right now is at 26.5.
You might. I saw you already placed that bet.
Yeah. Okay. Spoiler alert. I'm doing that prop. I'm doing that prop. So I'll hammer that prop. I got a couple prop bets today. I don't know. This Friday is a real freaky Friday. Gonna try something different.
Yes.
Try some player props and see if we can bounce back here.
Yes. I like it.
And B-Russ almost hit a parlay last night too.
Stupid Padres.
Stupid
Ridiculous.
Padres. All right, so there's our plays in the NBA. Again, like, comment, subscribe, chat with us, and what do you like here today in these slate of games? Follow B-Russ at B-Russ35 for all his plays for today, tomorrow, and the weekend, and then we'll obviously on Monday we'll be back too. So, but in the NHL, B-Russ, man, two other entertaining games here. The Leafs couldn't get it done at home, and they let the Canadiens trickle back in. It's now 3-2 Leafs as Montreal gets the 4-3 victory on the road there. And then the Hurricanes got it done against the Predators. I had the Predators money line. I was loving it. And then, of course, the Hurricanes score one in the third, and the Predators don't get one. And then, boom, right away in the opening minute, right, the Hurricanes score in overtime and get it done. So shout out again. I watched the whole game of that. The Predators goalie, I'm going to forget his name here, but hell of a game. Really up until like 7 minutes left in the third period and into overtime. Obviously, he couldn't get it done. But the Predators go home. Hurricanes move on, and the Canadiens still have life here, down 3-2.
Anything can happen in playoff hockey. I think that I had a parlay yesterday with both the puck lines of the Hurricanes and Maple Leafs. Didn't hit, obviously, and we move on. We move on to Friday. Only one game today, two good games yesterday. Look, I think tonight's going to be a grinded out kind of game. 2-1, 2, 3-2 game, somewhere in there. I like the Wild tonight. I think there's value on the money line for the Wild. Road teams are 4-2 in this series so far, and over the last 3 seasons, road teams are 80. I think I read there 87 and 85.
Okay.
In these non-bubble games, in these non-bubble seasons. So I mean, they dominated them the other night. I think Vegas is Vegas has all the pressure on them. There's no pressure on Minnesota whatsoever. Vegas, it's cup or bust, and Minnesota just go out there, play free, and play great defense, which they will. And then whatever, I can never pronounce his name, Kaprizov or whatever.
Kaprizov, right?
Kaprizov, Kaprizov, yeah. Kaprizov, I think he'll step up and have a game as in a young buck, a coming of age game tonight, and I think that's what we're rolling with on this Friday in the National Hockey League.
All right, I like it. I'm also here with B. Russ. I like the Wild too. I don't know. They just look like the better team the last couple of games, right? They go on the road. I know road teams haven't done great here, or they have done great in this series, but lately, obviously, the Wild were at home and got the win here, so that kind of bucked the trend there. But series tied 3-3. The Wild can get it done, skate, faster. Like B-Russ said, hit it on the head. Vegas has all the pressure, right? Minnesota's going to go out there and just kind of play their game. They have no pressure. A couple of young studs, and the Vegas Golden Knights are it's, like you said, cup or bust. So we'll see what happens here. But I like the Wild here, plus 160. I think there's a lot of good value there on that money.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I mean, I think it's gonna be a grinded out game. I almost went with the under, but 5 is just too low, and there's too much juice on 5.5. So I think we're just gonna stay away from the total. We're rolling with the underdogs tonight.
All right. I like it. Again, like B-Russ said, just one game in the NHL here tonight as we have the Minnesota Wild going off against the Vegas Golden Knights. 3-3, Game 7. It's going to be fun. 8:08 Central Time. So, B-Russ, as we switch to the MLB, obviously we were both on the Padres. That was tough. B-Russ had them in a parlay. They had an early lead. Then they got tied. Then the Brewers went up. Then the Padres came back. And then they lost it in 10 innings there, 6-5. So that was unfortunate, but hey, that's how it goes sometimes. And the Blue Jays, the rookie pitcher that B-Russ likes, the old West Virginia guy, right? He got it done.
Yes, sir.
Against the Yankees. So fun to see there as he gets the 2-0 win there against the New York Yankees on the road, actually, there. So some other games that kind of stood out to me. I had the White Sox -1.5. Orioles just are trash, and so they got it done there 5-1. The Angels obviously had Ohtani on the mound. He got scratched. So I know I gave that pick out in yesterday's morning show, but the Athletics, of course, then shut the Angels out 5-0 and get the win there. Other games here, the Dodgers had a fight with the Giants, but they hung tough and got it done as they beat their rival San Francisco Giants 4-3. So B-Russ, obviously a few games here in the MLB as we'll go over these on Friday, May 28th here. And the first couple we have just one afternoon game here as we have the Cincinnati Reds traveling to the Chicago Cubs. The Cubs -180, the over-under 6.5. Then we have the Colorado Rockies to start the evening slate taking on the Pittsburgh Pirates. That's Mitch Keller going for the Pirates and John Gray for the Rockies. Split right down the middle here, B-Russ. Minus 110 for both these squads. The over-under is at 7.5. And then we'll take this other game here, the Milwaukee Brewers and the Washington Nationals, as John Lester takes on Brett Anderson. The Nationals minus 115. The over-under here is 9, right on 9. So out of those three games there, B-Russ, what do you like?
I mean, that Rockies Pirates game is just ugly. Did you see that play yesterday in the Cubs Pirates?
Oh my gosh, what was going on? It's like they were trying to mess up. That was awful.
That was a little league play right there, like to a T.
Oh man, that was hard to watch, and I know that caught a lot of Twitter, got hot on Twitter, and people were tweeting about it. But the thing was, too, B-Russ, there was 2 outs. Step on the bag, step on first base, and it's over.
Yeah. No, I like the Cubs here in this first one, and I like the over in that game. I think that the offense gets going. I mean 6.5. So I think we're rolling with that, and Cubs money line in that first game of the day.
Okay, cool. I like that. Let's see. In this one, I'm going to roll with the Brewers here. On the road against John Lester. I like Brett Anderson. He's not bad. So I'm going to roll with the Brewers here, minus 105 on that money line. I might take the over there. That's a lean there for me as well. I think this could be a high scoring game here. So I'm going to take the Brewers here, and I'm also going to take the over 9 there as well. So as B-Russ takes a quick break here, I'll just roll through my game, through what I like here in these next set of games here. Again, we have let's count these games out here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 games here on the slate as we just gave out our first 3 picks. And we'll go from there. So as we look at our picks here for these next set of games, I'll give out the lines here as 6:10 Central Time, we have the Atlanta Braves going against the New York Mets. The over-under is at 7 here. The Braves minus 155 with Ian Anderson on the mound. Then at 6:10 as well, you have the Miami Marlins taking on the Boston Red Sox. Martin Perez having a pretty solid season. He's minus 170 here. The over-under is at 8.5. Then you have the New York Yankees and Mr. Cole taking on the Detroit Tigers. The Yankees on the road, minus 260. Heck, if you even look at them run line, they're minus 155 at minus 1.5. Then you have the over-under at 7. Then you have the Toronto Blue Jays taking on B-Russ's Cleveland Indians and Eli Morgan. The Blue Jays, minus 160. The over-under here is at 7.5. And then the other game will go here, B-Russ, before we dive into the later slate of games. The Baltimore Orioles, Matt Harvey taking on the Chicago White Sox and Dallas Keuchel. Matt Harvey and Keuchel going off the over-under 8.5, and the White Sox minus 235. So, B-Russ, out of those 4 games, what do you like here?
There's some terrible the Yankees minus 150 or minus 155 on the run line. That's gross.
Yeah, there's some interesting games here, interesting lines.
Very little value in that game, so I'm just going to go ahead and stay away from the Yankees and the Tigers. I don't know. This afternoon slate's going to be extremely interesting. I kind of like Red Sox minus 1.5. I think that, they've been kind of just quietly going along and going about their business. I think that they're first in the AL East, if I'm not mistaken, right? I think
so, yeah.
So, I think that with who's going off the mound for him, Perez, right?
Perez, yep.
Perez, yeah, he's been solid this year. Marlins are up and down team that's sitting right around 500. I like the Red Sox minus 1.5. I think that the bats get going. I think that Perez has a solid game, and we'll just roll from there and stay away from the rest of these ugly. Oh my goodness, these are all just terrible. Ugh, gross.
Friday evening, you're like hoping for some good games, and there's just not a ton of good games in the MLB here today.
Like the Cardinals and the Diamondbacks.
Yeah, that's
the Rangers and the Mariners. Ugh.
Yeah, very interesting lines here. So I'm going to go 2 plays here in this time slot, B-Russ. I'm going to take, I think I like the under here in this Detroit Tigers New York Yankees game. I like the under in that. And then I'm going to roll with the under also in the Baltimore Orioles Chicago White Sox game. You have Matt Harvey, the right-hander, going for the Orioles. Dallas Keuchel, obviously the lefty. I'm going to take the under 8.5 in that contest, and roll with those two bets here for Friday, May 28th. So there we go. Handful of other games here. B-Russ will just run down the slate. The rest of them here. Kansas City Royals taking on the Minnesota Twins. Radney Dobnak on the mound for the Twins. The Twins minus 170. Over-under is at 9. Then you have the San Diego Padres taking on the Houston Astros. Astros minus 115. The over-under is at 8.5. Then now Shohei is on the mound for the Angels today as they take on the Athletics, and the Angels, of course, on the road, but they are the underdogs, plus 125. The over-under is 7.5. Then you have the St. Louis Cardinals, like B-Russ said, taking on the Diamondbacks. Mad Bum going. The Diamondbacks minus 133. Over-under is at 9.5. Then two more games here, B-Russ, to wrap it up. Or actually, we'll save those for the late games here. So we'll just go over those, those 4 games.
I don't know. The first thing that jumps out is the Cardinals money line. I just don't know what. Like, Mad Bum is not the Mad Bum of old, obviously. I know if Flaherty's not going, then it's going to be an interesting game for the Cardinals, who probably give up like 6 or 7 runs. But I like the Cardinals money line here tonight. And again, the Royals and Twins just god awful. I mean, we are looking at the Padres and Astros will be probably the only interesting game of the evening in my personal opinion. But yeah. I say that, then there's going to be like 3 no-hitters thrown and like 4 walk-offs or something like that.
Crazy.
And I know they burned us yesterday, where I'm going back to them. Give me the Padres money line too.
All right, B-Russ, roll with the Padres. It's got to get back, right? You got to get that money back.
Yep, exactly.
All right, so there we go. There's B-Russ's plays here for this slate of games. I'm actually taking the Royals here, and Chris Bubic, I believe he is. He's 0-0 on the season, but a 1.52 ERA. He hasn't started, but he's came in a few games and pitched pretty well, actually. So I'm going to take the Royals here, plus 145. The Twins, they look good, and then, now they're kind of so-so. So I'm going to roll with the Royals here on the road, plus 145. And I'm not with B-Russ here. I'm not going to back the Padres. I'm going to take Framber Valdez for the Houston Astros, minus 115. And I'm going to roll with the Stros here, the lefty in this contest. And I'm going back to it. Shohei is back on the mound, so hell, I'll take them plus 125 and see what we can do there. I know Sean Mania has had a solid season. I believe he's 3-2 with like a 3.1 ERA, so not a bad season. But Shohei's back. He's back in the lineup. He's going to pitch strong again, have a good hitting day, and I'm going to roll with the Angels here, plus 125. So B-Russ, in our 2 late games here, the San Francisco Giants taking on the Los Angeles Dodgers. You have Walker Buehler, the Dodgers minus 210. Then you have the Texas Rangers and Jordan Lyles taking on the Seattle Mariners and Justice Sheffield. The Mariners at home, minus 130. The over-under, 8.5. B-Russ, out of these 3 games, what do you like here? Or 2 games, sorry.
This is going to be brutal. That Giants-Dodgers game is going to be interesting, obviously, because they're rivals and, they hate each other and, they almost kill fans in the stands at these kinds of games. But, with Buehler on the mound, what is his strikeout total at? That's what I'm 7.5. I like over 7.5 strikeouts for my man Walker Buehler.
All right. I like that. Anything else here, B-Russ, these 2?
No, I'm not. I want nothing to do with the Rangers and the Mariners.
All right, that's fair. Let's see. In this Dodgers-Giants game, I'm going to take the under 7.5 here. Walker Buehler is just going to wheel and deal his way to a win, and the Dodgers are going to score 6, and they're going to shut out the Giants. That's my prediction. 6-0, cash on the under, 7.5. I'll take that all day. And then I'm going to take the over in this Rangers-Mariners game, 8.5. I know the Rangers can't muster up any runs. I believe they got shut out last night to the Mariners, 8-0. But they're going to beat up here on the lefty, Justice Sheffield. So I'm going to take the over 8.5 here. And I'm going to throw something else at you. A little Freaky Friday, like we said here, B-Russ. I'm going to take the over 119.5 runs here for today's slate of games.
Ooh, the old Grand Salami, baby.
Yeah, baby. I like
it.
Give me the over. And I like that. I can get at minus 105, and that's what I'm going to roll with. We're cheering for runs here on Friday, B-Russ. We got
absolutely.
We got
I'm taking it. I'm taking it with you.
All right, let's go. We got
We're on the Grand Salami.
Ugly games, which means more runs, right, B-Russ? In theory, you would think.
You would think that, yes, but
awesome. All right,
we'll
there we go. That's the show. I don't believe there's any WNBA lines out yet, so I don't know what's going on there. But again, you can follow BRuss at BRuss35 on Twitter and myself at Coda Capper Pace, and we'll be giving you all our bets here for Friday and into the weekend. So BRuss, any final thoughts before we let the people go?
No WNBA, just sad. Sad.
I don't know what's going on. So
ridiculous.
There's like 4 games tonight too, I think.
Yeah.
So, like I said, we'll be tweeting those. At least I will. I'm big in the WNBA. Got my league pass is hot right now.
Yeah, a lot of watching the WNBA in Pace's house.
Yes, you know it. So, all right, there we go, B-Russ. Thanks as always for joining us. Have a great weekend. Everybody enjoy your Memorial weekend. Have some fun with the family. And again, as always, just cash all those bets. Cash the winners, get the winners.
Absolutely.
That's going to make the weekend even more fruitful. So there we go, B-Russ. Thanks again for joining us, everybody, and we'll see you on Monday.
See ya.